Hear a knock on the door.
This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody with your hosts, Cindy Richardson, Jody Gatlin, and Jack Fennell of the Richardson Group with over 20 years of experience serving Southeast Tennessee. We are live in the studio this morning to talk real estate. We want to hear from you. If you have questions about buying, selling, or investing, call or text 267-1023. You can also ask questions through our live video on the Richardson Group Facebook page. If you have a real estate question and we are not on the air, call us at our office, 790-7979, or go online to rg423.com. But we are live this morning and we want to talk real estate with you. 267-1023 is the number to call here at the studio. Ladies, good morning. How are you?
Good. I think we're dragging a little bit. We had kind of a crazy day yesterday in Cleveland. It was the Great Cleveland Duck Race. So we were set up there till last night and had a good time. Great turnout. We always love any opportunity to
lots of good food trucks.
Be out in the community, and when it involves being surrounded by food trucks, that's always a win. We don't complain.
Food trucks and ice cream. I mean, how could you go
free
wrong?
Ice cream and funnel cakes. We were happy to be there for more than one reason.
Yeah.
But if you've never been, the duck race is such a cool event.
Our duck did not win, but we did recover her. So Cindy,
if
the
you're
duck
watching, if
is
you're watching
back
on
home.
Facebook Live,
She looks great considering she came all the way down the river upside down.
Yeah, she was down Mouse Creek upside down. But if you're watching on Facebook Live, we our fabulous marketing department literally made our rubber duck look just like Cindy. So
It is adorable.
yeah, we got a good laugh out of that. So if you go to our Facebook page, they've got some cute videos with her as well. So Duck Cindy's helping us out this morning. So, but yeah, really neat event with lots of prizes and fun. And like I said, we love any opportunity that we can get to be out in the community.
Yeah, it
and
was good seeing people.
be visible. So handing out popcorn and what is it? Kissing babies and shaking hands. So, but we had fun. We're all a little sunburned and tired today, but other than that, good.
Oh, we are definitely. A whole lot of fun. Yeah, it's amazing when you walk up and you're right next to Misfit Tacos.
Yeah, another good one if you've never tried it. I did think it was a little ironic, though, that they were serving duck tacos at the duck race.
I'm just going to say I ate a duck taco and it was great.
Yeah, it seems a little, that almost seems a little.
If they have any today, y'all need to get over there. The duck tacos are wonderful.
I was not brave enough to try the duck taco.
It's really
but
good.
It smelled good. So, did you eat one, Jack?
No, I never made it past the chips and queso.
Yeah. We had lots of temptation around us. But all that being said, how would you guys say the market has been this last week?
I would say it's been busy. I mean, we're in a state of change. It seems like all the time something's coming up. But I think it's important to realize how the market's changing, not just that it is, and be very specific in what we're seeing. And what we're seeing is kind of that step back to 2018.
Deep breath a little
yeah,
bit.
but we're still not there. And when people say the market is slowing, we are not slowing like 2008 kind of slow. I mean, we are not even back to normal. We are not back to an even market yet.
Over the weekend, or I'm sorry, not over the weekend, over the last 2 days, I had 3 houses with multiple offers, 3 listings with multiple offers. So we're still.
But those were all under 250, correct?
No,
Okay.
under 300, under 300. But all that to say, if you're priced correctly, if you do the things that you need to do, inventory is still historically low. And we laugh, the media doesn't talk about it when interest rates stay low, but interest rates are under 5 right now for most people. So that's as good as
Jack,
as
were
good
you
as
able
it's been in a while.
Did you get us an interest rate update yesterday?
Yeah, and what I did is I actually jumped out and I took a look at the Freddie Mac mortgage survey. And that's a survey that they run every week. They run it every Thursday, and they interview the same 80 mortgage brokers every year. Or every week, excuse me. So last week we averaged out at 5.22.
And that's an average.
Yeah, that was the average.
That, guys,
Right,
insane
depending on your credit
interest rate.
score and your down payment, that could change quite a bit too.
Absolutely. So if you maybe talked with a lender when interest rates had jumped a little, now might be a good time to reach back out to them. If you're on the fence, they're as low as we've seen them in a little while. They actually dipped a little bit, so good time to think about it again.
I have a lot of people asking me if they kind of missed their opportunity to sell. And as far as getting away with not doing any repairs, no inspections, and multiple bids, crazy prices, yes, you've missed that market. That is gone. But even though it was an excellent time to sell, it wasn't necessarily a good time to buy.
Yeah.
You had to compete. You had to do things like waive inspections, do repairs yourself. So now is also a good time to buy. So if you're looking to sell to buy, you're in a better position now.
And you're still getting, or I'm finding on my listings at least, we're still getting really good prices, but we're seeing concessions. That's what she's talking about. So you're still going to sell for a really, really good price, but you're probably realistically going to have to make some repairs, pay some closing costs, leave appliances, things of that sort that before you were able to get away with not doing. But like she said, on the flip side of that, little to no inventory when it came time to buy. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of takes us into what we're going to be talking about today. Today, we're going to be talking about questions you should be asking when you're interviewing an agent to list your home.
And super important when the market starts to slow. And I don't mean this negatively, but not all agents are created equal. And you've got to find the right fit for you and your situation. And so we're going to give you some pointers and some common questions that we get asked. And I think the number one thing I will say is in anything that you're interviewing multiple people for, and we're good with you interviewing multiple people.
Yeah, I recommend you
absolutely do not use somebody that encourages you not to get multiple opinions or is resistant to answer your questions. That would probably be my number one advice.
Yeah. Yeah, because and you're going to find people that just kind of mesh with your personality a little bit more than others. So again, it's very important you interview more than one agent.
So we'll just kind of start. We're going to talk through that. If you have any questions during this process, or if you have questions about potentially hiring an agent and ways that we can help you, please feel free to call in. 267-1023 is the number here at the station. We'd love to talk to you. So Cindy, hit us. What would you say is one of the most common ones that you would recommend?
Well, the first thing you want to do is find out what they recommend, the suggested list price, and how they arrived at that price.
So again, we've talked about when the market was at its height. It was very common to go to a listing and an agent or an owner say, well, I want to ask $20,000 more than you're recommending, and we could get away with that. Now, as the market does start to shift a little, it's more important to make sure you're priced correctly.
Yeah. And I think that right now, too, you have to pay a whole lot of attention on your market analysis, on the things that are on the market and things that are actually pending. And your comp's not out as far. But backing up to the question, how did someone get to the price? And the how is much more important than what they came in at. Because if they're just randomly pulling a number because they're trying to get your business, you need to know that. So you need to know the how. Because setting the right price from the beginning is extremely important. If you're priced too high, then you're going to have potential buyers that do not come out and look at the home, because we still are in the mindset that sellers are not negotiating a whole lot. So if you price $20,000 over asking price or over what you expect to get, then you may be cutting yourself off from certain buyers coming to look.
And I think it's a common misconception that we'll start high and come down. So we on our team are always going to give you a range. We're going to give you kind of a high, a medium, and a low. And it's your job to choose which direction you want to go. We're going to give you all of the education and the information to make that choice. But if you're not getting showings, or you're getting showings and no offers, that gap is too large. And that's when we've got to discuss price. And the most important thing is to understand that really the market price is your home, but we've got to give you, our contract literally says, timely and accurate marketing information. So I'm going to bring you examples of homes that are similar age, size, condition, general area, that are under contract and that have sold. And like Cindy said, now more than ever, it's more important to understand how many you're competing with and how many are under contract, even more so than what has sold. And I've been in a situation where I'm competing for a listing with another agent. I go in after that other agent, and they've literally just given them the price that the house next door sold for. And just because the house next door sold for X amount of dollars doesn't mean that it's a good comparable to your house.
Right.
So you want to make sure that they not only are giving you a number that you feel good about, but that they're giving you the proof or the information to back that number up, because what we don't want to do is sell your house and then run into an issue when it's appraisal time.
So a good comparable market analysis, a CMA, you're going to have comparable sales, preferably in your subdivision, that have sold within the last couple of months that are similar in size, age, and condition. If there's not enough sales in your subdivision, then you may venture out to a larger area, maybe into the geographical area or even neighboring subdivisions, as long as they're still comparable. But you're still looking for similar in size, age, and condition. And then you are going to make adjustments like an appraiser does. You're going to adjust out for differences of square footage, whether someone has a basement, whether they have a detached garage, swimming pool.
And I say to people, literally, when I'm pricing your home or when I'm doing research to give you my opinion of price, I literally look at it two different ways, because buyers care about total price. Appraisers care about price per square foot. We are not appraisers. I'll just go ahead and say that. We don't pretend to be. We don't try to be. But it's important to understand what that price per square foot does to your overall price. Just because something in your neighborhood sold for X amount of dollars per square foot, if it then makes your house $100,000 more than anything's ever sold, we're wasting, and Cindy and I say all the time, your most likely high, quick buyer is going to be within the first 2 weeks that your house is on the market, if we do our job and you do your job.
Yeah. At that point, you're hitting the pent-up buyers. So you're hitting the people that are out there actively waiting for homes right now.
And they're looking for what you have and they haven't been able to find it.
And if you overprice, then you may be pricing yourself out of your potential buyer. After you have exhausted that pool of buyers that's currently out there looking, you're then hitting new buyers as they're coming on the market. So your first couple of weeks, you're going to have quite a bit of showings, and that's your best chance of little to no negotiating. After that, you can expect to start looking at reductions or negotiating.
It is so obvious, guys. Those houses that I talked about in the beginning of the show, I had 3 houses with multiple offers. 2 of the 3 we reduced down. The second we got in the sweet spot price-wise, bam, offers. So you're going to know, the market is going to tell you if you're priced correctly. So our advice is always, we're going to give you all the information, let you make an educated decision, but we also need to be aggressive. If you're not getting showings or you're getting showings and no offers, we need to talk about price, because that is, when you're interviewing an agent, making sure they understand correct list price and how to get there is probably, I would say, the single most important thing.
I think so too. Guys, we're going to step away and take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about more questions you need to ask your realtor when you get ready to sell your home. This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody on Talk Radio 102.3.
WGOW, your home for the news.
They do a great job of breaking down the big story.
Talk Radio 102.3, WGOW FM.
Do you have questions on buying or selling your house? The real estate experts Cindi and Jody of the Richardson Group have all the tips and answers for you. Tune in to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody, Saturday mornings from 9 to 10.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I built the #1 brokerage firm in New York City by marketing luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today in your area? The same thing, custom marketing to the right buyers. In Chattanooga, the agent I trust is Cindi Richardson. Her personalized marketing plan attracts more buyers and sells more homes for more money. She can even give you an instant offer. Get the best marketing for your home. Go to rg423.com and put more money in your pocket.
When it comes to all your plumbing needs, I trust Southeast Total Service to get your household back to normal fast. Their revolutionary blue light technology will fix problems from inside the pipes instead of digging up your yard or driveway, saving you a ton of money on repairs. So for all your residential and commercial plumbing needs, I'm talking drains, sewer, clogs, water heaters, and toilets, call 499-2911 or Google Southeast Total Service, everything plumbing.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I built the #1 brokerage firm in New York City by marketing luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today in your area? The same thing. Custom marketing to the right buyers. In Chattanooga, the agent I trust is Cindi Richardson. Her personalized marketing plan attracts more buyers and sells more homes for more money. She can even give you an instant offer. Get the best marketing for your home. Go to rg423.com and put more money in your pocket.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BIKE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BIKE to 321-321. That's BIKE to 321-321.
These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Do you have questions on buying or selling your house? The real estate experts Cindi and Jody of the Richardson Group have all the tips and answers for you. Tune in to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody, Saturday mornings from 9 to 10.
Talk Radio 102.3.
Welcome back to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody. Get your real estate questions answered on the air. Call or text 267-1023. We're also answering questions through the live video on the Richardson Group Facebook page. And as always, Real Estate Today is presented by Offers Instant. Easiest way to sell your home. You want a guaranteed offer within 24 hours with no showings, repairs, negotiations, and no problems. Go to offersinstantly.com for more details. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated. So, Cindi, before we left out, we were talking about how do you arrive with a suggested list price? I know we had some follow-up things that we wanted to touch on with that also.
So the first question you should ask when you are interviewing agents is what your suggested list price is and how did you arrive at that suggested list price. And more important is that this kind of gives you a glimpse into how savvy the agent is before you start to work with them. Because if they can't explain the CMA, then you may be, or the market analysis, you may be working with an inexperienced agent or somebody that is intentionally inflating the price just to try to get the business.
It has been my finding in 20 years almost of doing this that I am never going to get long-term repeat business by telling you what you want to hear. My job is to tell you the truth and give you information to back that up.
Well, and being able to tell somebody the truth is the beginning of the relationship throughout trying to sell your home. Because even if they're not willing to give you the truth about what your home is worth, are they going to be giving you the truth about what people are saying about your home?
And at the end of the day, you make the final decision. My job is to give you the information and then the data to back that up. And I'm not going to lie, there are times where we go into a neighborhood that we are so familiar with that neighborhood and we've sold so many homes in that neighborhood recently that we can literally spout off what the CMA data would be. But I can guarantee that I also have that in my back pocket. So if you want it and you need to see it, I can back up what I'm saying with that.
Right. You want an agent that is going to be able to educate you on what things have sold for. Especially don't rely on what your neighbor told you, because
fishing stories.
Yes, that's exactly what it turns into.
Yeah. So you're never going to get accurate information unless it came directly from the source, and that's our job is to do that for you.
And then, what is your opinion on if a seller wants to get an appraisal?
My recommendation is typically no, and I'll tell you why. Number one, my job is to be a good steward of your money and to make you as much money as quickly as possible. So essentially, you are spending money to do something that the lender is going to require that the buyer do themselves anyway. And typically, a private appraisal is very different than a lender appraisal. It has been my finding, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but typically when you hire someone to do an appraisal on your property, it's going to come back much higher than it would. And not that that's not an accurate
but
value.
They don't have the different criteria that
Correct.
the lender or the type of loan.
So
may put
then
on
sometimes we come back after maybe we've sold it for that higher appraised price, and a lender required appraisal comes back lower because, like Cindy said, that particular lender has very stringent requirements, and it comes back maybe under that sales price. And then I've got an upset seller who says my house appraised for this much, but a lender will not let you use an existing appraisal. So essentially, the long and short of that is you've spent money on something that then is not admissible, and the buyer's going to have to do themselves anyway.
Now, something that an appraisal is good for,
Square footage.
Even if it is your old appraisal back from when you bought the home, is the square footage, because a lot of times when someone actually measures your home, that is very different than what the courthouse records may show.
And I get a lot of people that get very heated with me about square footage because they think their house is larger than it is recorded. Unless we have it measured by a professional, I cannot change that square footage. So that is something that we can do, and appraisals will actually come and just charge you to measure the square footage, not a full appraisal. So that's something that we can help you with. But if you've kept your appraisal or you have it from where you bought your house and you can just show us a copy of that, we can use that. But I can't just take your word for square footage, because then what happens is when we have an appraisal, like Cindy said, and they measure your house and it's different, that affects the value. So we want to make sure that we're, again, giving you accurate information that we can back up with facts and data.
Okay, so the first question you're going to ask a potential agent is what is your suggested list price, and how did you arrive there?
Yep.
Number 2 is going to be, how many homes have you sold over the last year?
So let me stress this. Okay, we all started somewhere. We all were new agents at one point in time. And we're not necessarily downplaying a new agent. Years in business doesn't always equate to experience. So just on the flip side of that, just because somebody's been doing this 20, 30, 40 years does not mean that they're experienced. It doesn't mean that they have done a large volume or that they've done a volume recently. And I think that's important when you're getting antiquated
and I think that
skills.
It's very important that every time we have a transaction, we sell a home, we learn something. And if you have something that has gone sideways during selling your home, we learned something that we can potentially save the next home seller from going through, because we see that. We know what's going to happen.
All right, guys, we've got a caller. Mike is on the line. Mike, how are you doing today?
Well, good morning.
Hey, Mike.
I've got a question. It may not be your favorite topic. Mark Spain, where did this guy come from? And are they just corporately buying up houses? I mean,
Mark Spain is actually, I believe...
You talk about flooding the market, which is marketing.
Yes. That's actually, we have a marketing company that we work with, and they actually called me before Mark Spain came to Chattanooga to let me know he was coming. And they said when he comes into a market, he drops
blankets that market. Yes. And here's the thing.
They drop a lot of money on billboards and
let me tie this back to today's show topic. We're always going to tell you to interview more than one agent. So there is no harm in competition. There's no harm in educating yourself, and that would just be my recommendation to anybody. But I believe his team is based out of Nashville. Is that correct?
I was thinking Atlanta, but you may be
right.
right.
I think it's Atlanta, because
I
looked it up.
Yeah, so and I'll say this about Mark. I was coming home from... trying to think where I was at on vacation. I mean, I was in a different state, and those same billboards are on the interstate there. So here's the thing: marketing is marketing. It's free enterprise. We can do what we want to do. Basically, Mark has a team approach to real estate, which is the same thing that we do. We just recommend whether it's Mark Spain or the Richardson Group or anybody else that you interview an agent, which is what we're talking about today. But
basically, that's yes, they are looking for cash buyers. They're looking for
cash
homes,
opportunities,
opportunities for homes, and they put a lot of money into marketing. I did look up on the commission website, and Mark Spain himself is not licensed in the state of Tennessee, but Mark Spain Real Estate is.
So team approach to real estate, not doing anything that's not allowed. So,
Yeah, but that's what it is.
I didn't think that. But
It's
I
the
just
same
wondered
thing
what
that
they do with this inventory of houses that they buy up. Are they putting them in the rental market?
No, I did see where his company does have about 8 homes on the market in our area, and I'm assuming that they have either bought those or those are people that have contacted them through their marketing and decided to list. So they are not keeping them for rentals. They do go in and rehab them and put them back on the market.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I'll plug ourselves while they're there, while we're here too. I mean, offersinstantly.com. We're happy to make you a cash offer on your property as well.
We have the same program, and I know Mark Height also has the same program. There's a lot of agents that have the exact same program. We're just not putting the hundreds of $1,000s into it that across the country that Mark's
I would rather put all that money into marketing your house to get it sold. So just a choice.
With that same question, not directed at Spain, but directed in this market, are homes being bought up, I guess it's corporately, to flood the rental market with homes?
I am not seeing a whole lot of that in our area. Now, nationwide, yes, I have talked to some agents that some of these, what are they, Jack?
We've got a lot of the REITs, the hedge funds.
Yeah, and they come in and they buy very large. They might buy an entire subdivision, things like that. And yes, they are holding them. But again, I have not seen anything like that in our area.
Here, we still have such a shortage that we're seeing more buy it, flip it, put it back on the market is what we tend to see in our area.
Well, it seems like we also have more of the I'll buy your house, and not, they seem like they're small town or small time. Maybe they're not. That's my suspicion, including one that advertises a lot on this radio station on a day-by-day basis. It has done so for months, and it's I'll buy your house, no matter what condition it is, and then I've just probably noticed 3 or 4 others that have the same spiel that are not traditional real estate companies, and so I kind of wondered, where they were coming from too. If they're really just trying to flip that many homes,
some of them,
somebody's got to have a lot of money behind them.
Some of them, I know that the ones with the real estate agents that are doing them, that are owned by the real estate companies, those they are just rehabbing and putting back on the market. Now, some of them, when you get into investors, be very careful that they're actually going to close on it. Some of them will do an assigned contract. So if they put your home under contract for $100,000, then they may try to sell.
It.
Yeah, they're going to go shop it and try to assign that contract to another buyer for $120,000 and make a quick profit without having to actually close on it. So you want to be very careful about that too. If you're getting into something that doesn't feel right, then get an attorney involved, or call your favorite agent and just ask some questions, because you don't want to get into too much of that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to get into any of it right now, but I'm just very curious about what's going on in this market, especially where, it's almost like after and I'm not sure that 500 impressions of Mark Spain would be an exaggeration for me personally. And after about 50 of them, it's like, that's the last person I'm going to. I'm so sick of seeing you.
Yeah.
You sound desperate. But I imagine that doesn't, Coca-Cola still advertises all the time, and they already got a market. So I imagine that does set an impression with a lot of people. And, they're fairly well done. Obviously, they're doing them nationwide, and just, they put a lot of money into that program. So, but part of me called because of my being sick of those. When are they going to stop?
Yeah.
If they had a quota on real estate, which I'm sure they don't, advertising, I imagine he took up 95% of it, because I hardly even see anybody else advertising now.
just
Mark
a
Height's
different
not
approach.
in, he's not out there. Charlotte Mabry, I don't see her or hear her, and all the old ones that we kind of had on on a regular basis, but not an annoying basis.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like they're
we're
gone.
glad you're listening to us.
Well, it's always interesting, even if I'm not currently
Right.
in the real estate game. It's interesting to hear what's going on in your community, for one thing.
Yeah.
So
it definitely is.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thanks,
All
Mike.
right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
We're going to step away and take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get more into the questions you need to ask your realtor before you hire one to sell your home. This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody on Talk Radio 102.3.
Where Chattanooga comes to talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Talk Radio 102.3 FM.
Do you have questions on buying or selling your house? The real estate experts Cindi and Jody of the Richardson Group have all the tips and answers for you. Tune in to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody, Saturday mornings from 9 to 10.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I built the #1 brokerage firm in New York City by marketing luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today in your area? The same thing, custom marketing to the right buyers. In Chattanooga, the agent I trust is Cindi Richardson. Her personalized marketing plan attracts more buyers and sells more homes for more money. She can even give you an instant offer. Get the best marketing for your home. Go to rg423.com and put more money in your pocket.
In retirement, it's all about income. To learn how to create sustainable retirement income in your portfolio, join Nathan Cox and Lindsay Cotter for Retirement Income Solutions, Sunday mornings at 8 on Talk Radio 102.3 FM.
When it comes to all your plumbing needs, I trust Southeast Total Service to get your household back to normal fast. Their revolutionary blue light technology will fix problems from inside the pipes instead of digging up your yard or driveway, saving you a ton of money on repairs. So for all your residential and commercial plumbing needs, I'm talking drains, sewer, clogs, water heaters, and toilets, call 499-2911 or Google Southeast Total Service, everything plumbing.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I built the #1 brokerage firm in New York City by marketing luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today in your area? The same thing, custom marketing to the right buyers. In Chattanooga, the agent I trust is Cindi Richardson. Her personalized marketing plan attracts more buyers and sells more homes for more money. She can even give you an instant offer. Get the best marketing for your home. Go to rg423.com and put more money in your pocket.
The market roller coaster is back. Find out what it means for your retirement on Retirement Straight Talk with Morgan Hill, Sunday at 10, right here on the Talk Monster.
Paid for by government.com. Do you have a silver passport to travel the world? Here's your chance to own the 5 most popular pure silver coins on Earth in one set. This is extraordinary. Brand new, just released 2022 coins, all in brilliant, uncirculated condition. Iconic silver coins. Names like American Silver Eagle, Canadian Maple Leaf, and South African Krugerrand. Plus, 2 more world coins. But that's a secret until you call. But you must hurry. Only a limited number of complete 5-coin silver passport collections are available. Just call 1-800-386-8018 and you are guaranteed the 5 most popular pure silver coins on Earth in one set. To learn more, call 1-800-386-8018. If you order now, you'll receive free shipping. Call 1-800-386-8018 now to secure your silver passport to travel the world before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-8018.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I built the #1 brokerage firm in New York City by marketing luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today in your area? The same thing, custom marketing to the right buyers. In Chattanooga, the agent I trust is Cindi Richardson. Her personalized marketing plan attracts more buyers.
Talk Radio 102.3. Welcome back to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody. Get your real estate questions answered on the air. Call or text 267-1023. We're also answering questions through the live video on the Richardson Group Facebook page. So we've already covered a couple of topics on the questions you need to ask your realtor.
So we got into number one being what is the suggested list price and how did you get there? Number two, how many homes have you sold over the last year? The third one is going to be how long have you been in real estate? And again, like Jody was saying, it's not necessarily years doesn't equate to experience. So you do want to keep that in mind. But one important thing would be I would want to know if somebody has been in a shifting market.
Huge, because what happens when you have to start really negotiating and really marketing?
Right.
That's something that we've been talking about a lot. And we, as a team, have not really changed our approach because we feel like if it's not broken, don't fix it. But at the same time, someone that has the ability and the funds and the programs in place to really market your home as a market shifts, and we've seen that back at the bottom of the bottom, it mattered. And when the average days on the market were 3 to 6 months, it mattered that you had an agent that was truly marketing your home.
And you want to make sure that you're getting a full-time agent, or if you are getting a part-time agent, that you go in knowing that you're getting a part-time agent and find out their hours of availability and how they plan to communicate with you. And if they're not available, who will be communicating with you.
And here's the thing, guys. I get it. We've all been there. We all gave up a 9-to-5, so to speak, job in order to do real estate. It is impossible to be everything to everybody. And if you are working a full-time job, and I just know from our day-to-day, I can't tell you how many times I have to step out of an appointment, quote unquote, put out a fire, deal with a situation, negotiate something. And if I'm working a job where I can't answer my phone and I'm not available to you, what opportunities are we missing? What situations am I not handling because I'm not available? So I'm not saying don't use somebody that's not a full-time agent, but it's very easy to say, I do this on the side.
Right.
How effective can you be?
It's a question you need to ask, and you need to know before you get into a legal and binding contract. Ask what their hours of availability are and if they have any other jobs.
And simple things. How do they schedule your appointments if somebody wants to show your house? Are they calling them directly? That in itself is fine, but if they work a 9-to-5 job and can't answer their phone, how many showing opportunities are you missing?
The next one would be, how much is it going to cost to sell my home? So everybody wants to know how much it's going to cost. So, and we're not going to say an exact amount because that is all negotiable, and every agent's free to charge whatever they and their broker have decided to charge. But what you do want to know is if you're getting what you feel is a reduced commission, what kind of services are you getting for that reduced rate?
And not even reduced rate. Compare apples to apples. At any commission rate, what am I offering you versus another agent? And then I think the big thing is, what happens if I don't sell your house?
Right.
So there's a lot of agents out there that promise a lot, but the fine print says if your house doesn't sell, you're paying them back for things. Or if you decide to take your house off the market, you're paying them back for things versus someone else who may charge the same commission or a percentage higher. You're getting those things with no risk.
Right. Make sure you're comparing apples to apples.
And my favorite is, will you cut your commission? Will you cut your commission? And I'm just going to say that my answer is no. And what I have always said to people is my job is to negotiate the value of your most valuable asset. And if I'm that easy to talk out of my money, am I really the person that you want negotiating your money? The answer is no. And my other response to that is, my goal is to sell your house so quickly for the amount of money that you want and for it to be such a smooth transaction that you're tickled to pay me that commission, that you don't mind it, because we've discussed it on the front end and it's absorbed into
and make
the
sure that they're
price.
also telling you about any other fees that there might be, if there's any additional fees, your title company fees, what is customary in your area.
And I'll say this, just like you should always expect a CMA or at the very least data, you should also expect a net sheet.
Yeah.
You should expect to be told where your money's going and an estimation. We can't guess it exactly, but an estimation of what
fees
the
you'll
net
have.
to you will be after any fees.
Right.
And an agent that can't tell you that should be a red flag, in my opinion.
And then an important question is, how do you plan on marketing my home?
Big one.
So again, make sure it's not as easy, especially in this changing market, to put a sign in the yard and snap a couple of pictures and hope that things go well.
When things are good, that works.
So you do want a marketing plan, preferably in writing, that shows everything that an agent is going to be doing to get your home sold. And this should include things like professional photography, 3D virtual tours, any other type of video tours or social media tours, open houses.
I think a big one that especially the pandemic taught us is syndication.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's great if your agent is a member of the MLS. They need to be. That house is automatically syndicated out through things like Realtor.com and Zillow and Trulia and the Norm. But if your property can be marketed broad scale, that's more important, in my opinion.
Right. And make sure that they are members of a multiple listing service and that the local agents are able to see your home if you're hoping to get it advertised to all the agents. Also, go ahead and ask them what features they feel like are going to help your home sell and what might be deterrents on your home selling so that you can go ahead and get a feel for what that agent is thinking. If they have what they feel are the assets, see how they plan on reaching your most likely buyer. If it is somebody from out of state, maybe a relocation or something like that, what does their internet presence look like?
And that's big. And I don't mean this negatively, but an agent whose sole source of marketing is print media is antiquated.
Right.
You are missing the boat.
Yeah, if somebody's still doing newspaper and magazines, then they probably would have been a great agent for you back in 2001.
Absolutely.
But right now, the huge thing is going to be in predictive analytics and retargeting, syndication, and even I see agents to this day that still list things at like $299.9, and that blows my mind because there's not one search engine out there that allows you to list at an odd number like that. The searches are done in increments with even numbers. So at $299.9, you're skipping anybody that searches a home from $3 to $350. You just missed every one of those. You only
and
are
simply by rounding that number up, you're hitting the top and the bottom. So
Right.
I think it was, what did our marketing department, like 400 times the amount of hits. Little things like that are the difference makers. And when we're seeing such an influx of buyers from other parts of the country, if
You
we're not
want
reaching
maximum.
them, we're missing a huge scale. And especially over a certain price range that maybe is a high price range for this area, we're still pretty low compared to other parts of the country. So you want to make sure that people there are seeing your property.
Marketing is very important. You want to know what all they're going to do in writing and make sure that you understand all of it so that you are comparing the different agents.
And again, what are you paying them back for if you choose not to sell your
Correct.
house or
Correct.
it does not sell? Are you absorbing that marketing cost?
Right. You also want to find out what their average days on the market is for their listings. So, and that one, as long as they're staying within
In line.
in line with the market, then you're good.
All right, guys, we're going to step away and take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about more questions you need to ask your realtor before you hire someone to help sell your home. This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody on Talk Radio 102.3.
A dead man's touch, whisper on a scream, doesn't change a thing, doesn't bring you back.
Chattanooga listens to us.
I do.
I do too. Check in several times a day for the latest.
I listen in my car. I listen at work.
Don't miss a minute.
Talk Radio 102.3. WGOW FM.
Do you have questions on buying or selling your house? The real estate experts Cindi and Jody of the Richardson Group have all the tips and answers for you. Tune in to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody, Saturday mornings from 9 to 10.
Summer is a bad time for your air conditioning to quit, but it's never a bad time to call Lee Company. Our air conditioning and heating pros are available 24/7. No AC? Don't wait. Our expert technicians will diagnose the issue and fix it right the first time. At Lee Company, we do it all. Don't sweat another day. Call Lee Company now, 423-567-8877, 423-567-8877, or visit leecompany.com.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I built the #1 brokerage firm in New York City by marketing luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today in your area? The same thing, custom marketing to the right buyers. In Chattanooga, the agent I trust is Cindi Richardson. Her personalized marketing plan attracts more buyers and sells more homes for more money. She can even give you an instant offer. Get the best marketing for your home. Go to RG423.com and put more money in your pocket.
Man alive, it's worth the drive to beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee for Vassie's Lawn and Garden, where Toro's got you covered for all your lawn care needs. From a 20-inch push mower all the way to a Toro 72-inch zero-turn monster. Toro, count on it. Are you a lawn cutting pro? Toro has 48 to 72-inch Toro zero-turn mowers with 0% financing available up to 42 months on all Toro ride-on products. Vassie's also won the Cleveland Daily Banner's Best of the Best award for best place to purchase outdoor power equipment. It's official. And with 12,000 square feet added to his parking lot, that's why, man alive, it's worth the drive to beautiful Cleveland to Vassie's Lawn and Garden.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I built the #1 brokerage firm in New York City by marketing luxury homes to the most qualified buyers. What makes the difference today in your area? The same thing, custom marketing to the right buyers. In Chattanooga, the agent I trust is Cindi Richardson. Her personalized marketing plan attracts more buyers and sells more homes for more money. She can even give you an instant offer. Get the best marketing for your home. Go to RG423.com and put more money in your pocket.
For more than 75 years, the VA Home Loan Benefit has helped millions of eligible veterans and service members achieve their piece of the American dream, a home for their families. Did you know that you could purchase a home or refinance your current home loan with your VA Home Loan Benefit? VA home loans have lower closing costs and generally enjoy lower interest rates than other borrowers. The VA Home Loan may save you thousands of dollars on your mortgage. For more information, visit www.va.gov or talk to a lender of your choice. Choose VA.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Talk Radio 102.3.
Welcome back to Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody. If you missed a part of this morning's show, watch the replay on the Richardson Group Facebook page or YouTube channel. If you have a real estate need while we are not on the air, call our office at 790-7979. So we've talked a lot this morning about the questions you need to ask when interviewing a listing agent to help you sell your home. We've got a couple more to cover,
So number 6 is going to be, what is your average list to sell price ratio? And we won't go too far into that, but just make sure when you're looking at those, you're looking at the original list price versus the actual sales price.
That's going to give you a lot of insight into the agent's negotiation ability and their pricing strategy.
Right, whether they price just to get listings or not. Number 7, now this one is very important. How will you vet the buyer? So once you have offer or offers that you're looking at, how do they make sure that this contract is going to make it to closing? Because the last thing you want to do is waste days on the market or have your possessions packed up, your house not looking perfectly staged anymore, and your contract fall apart at the last minute. So you want to find out exactly what they do to vet the buyer and how they are following the contract.
And I think that's kind of twofold. So number one, the first question we're going to ask is who's their lender? So we're always going to push for a local lender or at least a lender with a local underwriter or a local branch, someone, and that's another thing. When you deal with someone that does a lot of volume, we've worked with almost all of those lenders.
We actually keep charts of who's the easiest to work with
and
who
it
have
all
been nightmares.
boils down to communication. If we cannot get in touch with a lender and we cannot get answers to questions and timelines, then you are from the get-go shooting yourself in the foot. On the flip side of that, does your agent have a contract coordinator or an assistant or someone that is following the timeline? When I come to list your house, I'm going to say to you, I want this to be the easiest process that you've ever had. I'm going to call you on the phone. I'm going to say, here is the next thing that we have to do. In a contract, what are there, 14
times that should happen?
That should be
and
notifications,
if they're not happening, and we're not checking in the background to make sure it's happening, then the more deadlines we miss by not making sure something's happening, the more likely that it may not make it to closing, and you may not find out about it until
and you're
the
not
last
going to know
minute.
until the
Right.
11th hour.
Right.
So one of the things that I'm really proud of is that we have a full-time contract coordinator who literally checks T's and dots I's. And we're not saying that's a have to. Your agent doesn't have to have that, but if they don't, what is the process going to look like through the contract? And I know just from dealing with other realtors, there's a lot of realtors that don't check those timelines. We want to make sure that we're holding your hand throughout the process.
The next one's going to be, can I cancel my listing agreement? So if you plans change and you decide not to sell your home, or you get into a relationship and you feel like this is just not working for me, how do you get out of that listing agreement, and what will it cost you? So going in, before you sign anything, you need to know, if you are not satisfied, what's going to happen.
And if your agent can't answer that question for you, huge red flag. So there should be a
Something in
plan
writing.
in place for when you want to be out of a listing agreement. Now, again, there's a plan in place, but I will also say our goal is to make you so happy that you don't want out of that listing agreement. But like Cindy said, plans change. We have a plan in place for when you decide that doesn't work.
The next one is going to be to ask for client references. And you also want to take a look at their Google reviews and search them online to see what you can find out about them. Because if they tell you that they've sold 300 homes last year and they have no reviews online, then I'm not sure that that's going to be real adequate.
Yep.
So
Yelp, Google, LinkedIn, lots of places that you can get information. They also should be able to maybe give you some references or a past client, especially if you have kind of a niche property. If you've got a property that's very different, let us give you somebody that has a similar property that we worked with.
Right. And that is something when you're talking about selling in an area too. If you have an unusual property, you want to make sure it's an agent that has sold whatever your property is, whether that be river property, condos, townhomes. You don't want to list with somebody that doesn't understand the difference between the two, because then they're not going to understand the
Financing, the intricacies that go along with
pitfalls.
that. Yeah, you get down to the 11th hour and find out it won't finance when the agent should have known that on the front end. That's a big deal.
It is. So if at any point in time you guys want a copy of this list, reach out to us on our website, rg423.com.
We had to run through them a little quick there toward the end, but if you want a copy, just reach out to us. We'd love to get a copy to you. Jack, and how do they do that?
You can do that through our website, rg423.com. There's actually a button on there where you can click to reach out to us, to contact us. Let us know which one. We can get you a copy of that list. We can go over more details of some other questions you might want to ask. So, guys, it's been a pleasure being with you guys this morning. Thanks, Mike, for the call. We hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you next weekend. This is Real Estate Today with Cindi and Jody.
Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. 'Cause we've done this before, so you come on.